I'm loving the closeness.
I'm looking at the screen like, wow.
All right, here we go. All right, we are in the mobile UGQ podcast studio at HangCon 2025. And as you can see, we are being overrun by a bunch of weird, crazy people.
The largest UGQ podcast.
Something about bushcraft. I don't know. It's way above me. But no, in all honesty, we have some really, really awesome people in the studio today. I feel like I'm yelling because normally I have headphones on, but
yeah,
that's fine. Also, if you guys, well, I know you've never watched our podcast before, which is fine. We keep it very casual. So everybody just relax. Everything's fine. I know this is a big deal for you especially, but.
Oh, man.
Aren't you put on your defense for nothing?
Exactly. So in the studio, we have the one and only.
Drum roll, please.
What was your name again?
Kevin Baxter? Oh, Dave Canterbury.
Dave Canterbury. And if you don't know who Dave Canterbury is,
you live under a rock.
You're not alone.
Different answer.
It's already begun. So real quick, who do you have with you in the studio today?
All right. So I've got 3 of my main instructors with me. I've got my camp master, Kevin Baxter.
Nice.
I've got my instructor candidate coordinator, Ty Barker. And I got my main lead instructor at the moment, at this event anyway, Bart Caudle. And I call him the lead instructor because we lead him around like a puppy.
I can see that. Although he seems like he could take you pretty easy.
Well, I let him think that.
I think we all think that.
Okay, well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That makes me the meek one, right?
Right. So you did like some show and then wrote like a book or something.
I've done all kinds of stupid stuff. I don't know. I can't even remember everything I've done now.
So what would most people recognize you from?
Probably Dual Survival and Discovery Channel, my YouTube channel, the Pathfinder School, and my book Bushcraft 101.
So I don't know if you did, but I did.
When we first got together. We watched that show.
Yeah, we watched the show a lot. Yeah.
It was good.
Why? I don't know, because I could definitely do it way better, but
yeah, a lot of people probably can.
I was thinking while I was watching it, pretty much every episode, like, how do I not have my own show by now? Like, if this guy can do it, then certainly.
Well, you would think, right?
I literally know nothing about. I do know how to skin a deer. I have done that. But that's about it.
Was it stuffed or live?
I didn't check.
All right, okay, well, you never know. You never know.
So this is your first time at HangCon.
It is.
And you brought the whole team, and you guys are going to be doing a class of some sort?
No
class.
Oh, no class.
So show us how much I pay attention.
We have very little class to begin with. So,
but you guys, you do travel around and do stuff. So why don't you tell a bit about what Pathfinder is, Self Reliance is.
Okay.
Great setup.
So the Pathfinder School worldwide is a bushcraft and survival and self-reliance school. We teach lots of classes at our main campus in Southern Ohio, from basic survival, intermediate, advanced survival, to Bushcraft 101, medicinal edible plants, ropes and rigging, intensive navigation, folk skills, all those types of things we teach at that school. And we also have Pathfinder School worldwide, which we've taught in Italy, the UK, Japan, Denmark, Sweden. We've taught lots and lots of places, and we have a campus right now in Italy. We'll be doing 2 weeks there, and we're working on Portugal this year as well.
Wow.
We do lots of events around the world as well as events that are local. But this year, what we wanted to kind of concentrate on was going to events where the people weren't so directly related to our genre.
Yeah.
Right. And so to bring the community together more, HangCon was a good place to do that, because a lot of guys who, practice survival skills, practice bushcraft skills, practice woodcraft and camping, I would call it.
Like me.
Are hammock campers, and they use hammocks. So I think that's a good way to kind of mesh the two worlds together. And so we decided to do HangCon this year, and we've been really, really pleased with the turnout and the event itself. All the people are great, except for you, obviously. But everybody else has been really, really good. And we're going to be back here next year for sure.
I need you to tell everyone how we are actually best friends, though.
You mean in your mind or for real?
You are like, wait a second. There's evidence. A message was sent that said, from Dave, hey, bestie.
That's true. I'm blasting that on every social media.
I was regretting sending that as soon as I hit the send button, because I was just afraid it was going to be everywhere.
Exactly.
Now, I have noticed in recent years that hammock camping and bushcrafting has become a lot more integrated.
Yep.
And for me, it's been really cool to watch because as much as I joke, I really enjoy bushcraft. I really enjoy going out and building primitive shelters and doing a lot more of that kind of stuff. But as being a part of this business and this industry, seeing what I'm more interested in, which is doing that type of camping or that style of camping more so than traditional camping or just going to a campground or whatever. Has been awesome because that's really the market that I would like to be in more than any other market. If you can't tell, I mean, I know we have a lot of pretty colors and all that, but that's just all that comes from just the demand that we have currently for what we're doing. But my style and my vibe is very much similar in that sense. So I don't know what that had to do with anything, but it sounded good when I was saying it.
Yeah,
Great.
I heard
Thank
it.
you.
Great.
Who else wants to talk? Because I feel like you guys are all here. So somebody say something.
Once you turn the switch on, sometimes it's hard to turn
No, that's
off.
fine.
So,
Yeah.
I got nothing but time.
I tried to warn you early that we're not that family friendly. So
Yeah, you have a giant thing sticking out of your hat, and
that's my cigar. I don't go anywhere without a cigar. So
That's okay.
come on.
That's all
that's
right.
nice.
Well,
So-
like Dave said, I'm Kevin Baxter. I've been with Dave for going on 13 years now.
Wow.
So out of everybody that works at the school, only Dave's been there longer than I have.
Wow.
So
this is
I
true.
love it.
Wow.
I'm kind of invested.
And how has it
Peas
been
in a
putting up with
pod.
him for that long?
The last 2 days for you is in 13
That's
years.
your
for me.
life.
That's been 13 years for me.
Yeah, I wouldn't put up with it.
Well,
I just wouldn't do it.
senility works well because I forget most of the things that he does. So
There you go.
You got a great team here.
I do have a fantastic team. I have an awesome team.
I
There's
love
no
it.
question in my mind I have the best team in the industry.
I believe it. So how long have you been a part of it?
I'm going on my fourth year now. For my fourth year, I went through the instructor program. Obviously, ended up taking over the instructor program. So that's kind of where it goes. I get all the instructor candidates, kind of walk them through, set them up for all the classes,
Nice.
kind of feed them through, and educate them with all the thousands of questions that they have for me.
And what got you started doing this to begin with?
So it starts all the way back to the TV shows, and then I was always outdoors because I grew up in West Virginia, so I always loved the hunting, fishing. I started with the big bug out bag that everybody thinks they have to have thousands of pounds of gear.
Yep.
And then by the time I got done, I realized I could make it with a very small backpack because the more you add the skills, the less gear you have to carry.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it worked out really well.
Nice. And so what's it been like for you putting up with him for the last 4 years? You can see where this is a whole thing's going.
I do.
He's like,
Yeah.
listen, we all want jobs
This is
after
like
this.
pig pile on Dave. I get it. It's all
The
right.
fortunate thing, I'm the assistant camp master when Kevin's not there, so I deal with him there. I deal with him in the instructor program, and we make a lot of bags for the business with me and my girlfriend. So I get to deal with him 3 times as much as everybody else. So the twitching did stop though.
That's
There you
good.
go.
Yeah, I really genuinely feel for you. So, and where do you fit into all of this
Yes.
madness?
Like
Like
a
Ty
freaking
said, I'm in
square
there.
peg in a round hole. Just so you know.
I'm going on 4 years as well, and I'm teach this survival series mainly. Some of the extra classes or other instructors is just according. We've all kind of got our own specialty areas, if
Yeah.
you will,
Mhm.
and just we fill in and help the other ones as well in those other classes and stuff to where we can kind of broaden our horizons as
He's
well.
being
where we
modest,
can
brother.
try to do it all.
Guy
you
could
know.
trap a coyote on the ocean.
Look at that. Wow, that is impressive.
Now you have a YouTube channel.
I do.
What do you do on the YouTube channel?
Whatever I feel like. I mean, that's absolutely the truth. I mean,
Like, is it you?
it's
Is
almost like a daily vlog. I mean, whatever I'm
Okay,
doing
it's
that
like
day,
vlog style.
if I feel like shooting a video, I shoot the video. And that's what I do. All of these guys have YouTube channels pretty much. They all,
Wow.
they all have
Now
their
we have a
own,
lot to link.
they all kind of have their own branding as well.
Yeah.
And it's almost although they work for me and they get paid as, contract employees, we're also kind of a co-op.
Mhm.
All of them pretty much make things that we sell in our store.
Okay.
So they get, they have that going as well.
Yeah.
And then we also have products that we take and sell called Dirty Woodsman. That's our own brand. That's just an instructor co-op brand
Mhm.
that we all make part of that. And then we sell that as well ourselves. So
Nice.
Very cool.
So now you guys are all traveling together to all the different shows and events that you go to?
sometimes other people work. We've got like 10, 11. How many instructors we got now?
Black hats and like 3 pan hats now.
How many instructors we got now?
12.
12. Okay. So
Wow.
you're seeing 3.
What's the biggest event or show type thing that you do during the year?
What do you reckon?
well, as instructors, probably Smokey.
Yeah, probably Smoky Mountain
Yeah,
Knife
probably
Works. Dealer days. Yeah.
But then you traveled to all the SHOT shows and Blade and all that kind of thing.
I mean, I do a lot of the bigger shows too. Work with other companies. I work with a lot of other companies. I work with more knives, more Knieve, they call it over there. I work with Duluth Pack. I work with Born Bedroll. I work with Case Knives. I have my signature on 2 Case Knives. There's several other brands that I work with as well. So I kind of do that on the side of also owning Self Reliance Outfitters, the Pathfinder School, Pathfinder Forge and Tool, and Pathfinder Knife Shop.
And how did Self Reliance Outfitters get started? What was the story behind that?
So okay, it's kind of funny because a lot of people look at me like, how does this guy know the marketing side of all of this stuff? And really, I've never had any marketing training. It was all kind of accidentally being in the right place at the right time and kind of common sense. So I started shooting videos in 2008 on YouTube, which when YouTube was brand new, right? There was probably 5 guys. Shug was one of them.
Yeah.
That were doing a lot of videos and that were outdoor related, right? And so while I was doing that, people were constantly giving me questions of, where do I get that piece of gear? Where can I get that piece of gear? And so the thought came to my mind, well, if I have that piece of gear to sell them, and they're asking for it, then I can make money from that as well. Because back then YouTube didn't pay very much like it does now. But at the same time, it became more of a circular business that way. And then it also came, and then I had people asking me at the same time, where can I learn this stuff? Hands-on, do you do classes? And that kind of spawned the Pathfinder School. And then again, incorporated being able to use gear in the Pathfinder School as a testing ground for product development. So we could beat the holy crap out of it at the school and see if it lasted, and then put our name on it to sell it. So that's kind of a big circular thing right there.
Yeah, that's like a business.
I honestly
plan
thought
that
it was
just
going to be a cooler story, but
No, I'm sorry, man.
I loved the story.
I can't help myself.
The story.
No, it's okay,
It's
man.
literally a sickness.
It was all just like an intuitive process. It just like
No, it is cool, and I'm very similar in that I have zero marketing experience, and still to
formal
this
training
day
and education like
question
that.
everything that I do. All of the
I've been
time.
questioning what you've been doing all weekend.
Right? Listen.
I'm questioning this whole thing right
He's
here.
like, why am I
Right
here?
here.
Why did I agree to this?
This was a poor decision.
Every bit of this was. I only actually did this so that I could get one photo like this to post.
So you can say we were besties.
Yes.
I get it. I
It's the
understand.
photographic
Because then
evidence.
at the end of this, we're going to do a thumbnail picture and we're going to look like we're best friends.
Okay.
We're going to really sell it.
All right.
Okay.
I'm in.
We're all best friends now, by the way.
Are we?
Yeah.
I'm good.
So, what is the name of each of your YouTube channels?
Nice.
Mine's just same as all my social media stuff.
You-
Bart Cottle Outdoors.
Yeah, you can say that out loud. Bart Cottle out there.
Yeah, you don't have to keep it too quiet, man.
Yeah,
And
I
have
want people to
link
know.
all of these.
Right. Bart
There
Cottle
you go.
Outdoors.
Yep, perfect.
There you
There
go.
we go.
All my stuff runs off Tax Survival, which is TAC, like Tax Survival.
Nice.
Law enforcement and tactical.
Yep.
Carly and Ty and Carly, TAC. So
Yep.
it kind of just all tied in together.
Perfect.
Salty Dog Outdoors.
I remember because we had a whole conversation about this.
And I was like, what are all these stickers? I could not figure it out. And now I understand. I get it now.
And what's the story behind Salty Dog?
I was Navy vet. So, salty sailor, that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
that's why I was concerned about the language kind of
Yeah.
thing, because the two things are cuss like a sailor, cuss like a construction worker.
Mhm.
I was a construction worker in the Navy, so
Wow.
I'm surprised
that's where it all
that
came about.
I
you've
feel
gotten any
so
words out
honored
that-
that you have
I'm
been
concentrating.
like, wow.
I'm
so
concentrating hard.
I feel very honored.
he's got your Twitch. It's
like-
starting.
That's him holding back the F word.
It is.
That's what that is.
Hey, we can bleep it out. If we have to bleep it out, we'll bleep it out.
Listen, that's fine. So on the table here are some things that they can find on where can this stuff be found?
Self-RelianceOutfitters.com.
And that book in front,
Yep.
more copies sold than the Bible.
Well, I don't know about that. But
So in the Bible.
I don't know about all that. But that book actually has probably been my largest accomplishment. If I had to say, one thing that was my largest accomplishment in life, other than meeting my wife, it was that book right there.
Extra brownie points. you
Shout
just got
out to
right there.
Mrs. Dave.
Anyway.
I need to do more of that. What you just
Yeah,
did, because
Well, if you hang around me
Take
long enough, I
notes.
might teach you.
Yeah. Can you He needs
I
some
need your wisdom.
education.
You can learn to be a better man.
Yes.
Thank you.
See, Dave, you need to hang out with Dave more.
Anyway.
He's going to become my new mentor, obviously.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
that book has sold over 1 million copies in the U.S. It's been a 2-time New York Times bestseller, and it's been translated to 15 foreign languages.
That is awesome.
Well,
Congrats.
now I feel very inadequate. I wish you wouldn't have told me.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
I'm more insecure now than I've ever been.
you can be
No, that's
proud of
awesome. So,
Dave.
so what's the main core of the book?
The main focus of that book was, my feeling on survival and bushcraft is a little bit different than a lot of people's, because I kind of believe that they intermingle, right? If you're a good woodsman, you should understand how to survive, right? And if you get into a survival situation and you're a good woodsman or a good bushcrafter, then it should become that much easier for you to survive, because honestly, I tell my students this all the time, 99% of what people call survival scenarios are inconvenient camping.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't mean to be here. I didn't want to be here, but I got to spend the night or two. Right. So when you get that mentality, a lot of what I do is kind of old time. I'm a history buff. I believe if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Most of my cookware and things like that are designed after historical pieces. You look at an Abercrombie and Fitch cook set from 1919, it all nests together just like my cook set does.
Wow.
It was built very similar in different materials. So I've improved the materials using the same mentality. I do the same thing when I recreate military surplus, like the M34 officer's canteen, the M44 Swedish cook set, all of those types of things. And so the book is kind of based around that old time mentality of being a good woodsman to affect your survival.
Yeah, I love it.
Nice.
I love it.
And that book can also be found on Self Reliance Outfitters.
SelfRelianceOutfitters.com, Amazon, 1 million bookstores, just about anywhere you
link
look,
it,
you can find
of
it. Yeah.
Now, how beneficial is that as like an audiobook?
I mean, it's probably as beneficial without the pictures as anything audio would be without having hands-on training. You understand what I mean by that?
That's fair.
Now, my newest book called Bushcraft Essentials, or it's not really my newest book, it's my newest actual written book. My newest book's a journal. But Bushcraft Essentials kind of took the first, I've got 6 books published. That's the first one. And it took the next 4 in that series and kind of combined them into what I call Bushcraft Essentials, which is more like a breakdown of a teaching guide for teaching bushcraft and survival.
Yeah.
And it's the same book that we use at the school as a teaching guide.
Nice.
So
I'm gonna
need that book.
I'm gonna need one of everything.
I will hook you
We
up
gotta
with whatever
add
you
to the
need. brother.
library.
Don't worry
We're
about
best
that.
friends. That's what I'm talking
buddies,
about.
man. Exactly.
Only best friends would do that.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, your turn. What other questions do you have?
I didn't plan this podcast. You did.
I don't remember there being much of a plan, but
I mean, you set it up.
anything
I
else
just
you want to
showed up.
cover?
No, man. I mean, I just want to make sure that, everybody knows who these guys are, what their channels are, and that you already
we
covered
didn't
all of
even
that.
Discuss like what is on their channels. What
Yeah,
can people
discuss.
find.
I don't know about this one right here. This guy's channel is
Let's
Cigar
not-
and Whiskey Talks.
Let's not go
So,
there.
be careful with this
I
one.
mean,
Everybody subscribe right now.
There's people out there that's what they're looking for. So
But yeah, I mean, they all kind of have their specialties, just like they said, and what they do. Kevin, all these guys know the basic bushcraft survival skills that we teach in school, but they all have kind of specialties as well. Ty lives and breathes the prepping lifestyle. I mean, he lives off grid pretty much.
yeah.
And that's what he
love
does.
that.
Make cans his own food, all that kind of stuff. Bart's a hunter, a trapper. Like I said, a guy could trap a coyote in the middle of the ocean if he needed to, right? And then Salty Dog here, the guy is
Can't wait to hear this.
plant master, knows everything about edible and medicinal plants, can cook like nobody's business. I can tell you right now,
Man,
I
you
have.
guys are camped next to us.
We have
so
not
I'm gonna
had
be
to
coming
walk
over.
anywhere to get food all weekend because you never want to not eat this guy's food.
I've not been.
Or his wife
I
food.
mean,
We've
we're neighbors,
we've
and I've
not
not been
even had
offering
the
him,
honor.
so.
Well, I would offer you food, but every time you walk by, the dog growls at you, so I'm afraid to have you in camp. You know what they
I
say
guess I'll
about
go
dogs and
by
people,
myself.
right? So,
Right. Dogs can sense evil.
Yeah, I'll go without you.
but your wife is
This is
welcome
really getting
anytime.
away from me.
See, I could
Can
go.
you sneak me some food
I'll bring
later?
you back a plate.
Thank you.
And slide it under your rooftop tent,
exactly.
like jail cell stuff.
Oh, yeah, like here's your meal. Here's your chow.
This is what I get for talking crap.
Yeah, exactly. I feel well supported.
You are very well supported. So yeah,
Well,
Is it? You good?
I don't know.
we
You don't
need
know?
to close
This
it out.
is very
Very
new because we've
impromptu.
never done this many people. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
By far
Not
the
even once?
biggest.
No.
No.
I mean, I think it would be good
Trendsetters.
if you're trying to close the thing out, to have people subscribe to your podcast and stuff. Man, I'll do that. What's the name of this podcast again?
The UGQ podcast.
Oh,
Is it
really
UGQ
simple.
Is it really
or
that
UGQ
simple?
Outdoor?
I honestly don't know.
I don't
It's
know
either
if it's
UGQ or UGQ Outdoor.
What's that?
We don't know if it's UGQ or UGQ Outdoor podcast.
You don't know
We
what
should
your
know
podcast name is.
Our
That
viewers are
explains
used to
why I was
this.
hesitant to do this to begin
Yes. He's like, you're
Listen,
so unprofessional.
I tried warning you, but
with. You did. That's
So
true.
beneath you.
I
to be
just
I
kind
actually
of.
just bought all this stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
2 days
I was wondering
ago.
why you couldn't work the soundboard.
Exactly. He's
Oh,
just
shoot, it's not
learning.
even turned on.
Oh, man. Well, I guess we're starting over then, aren't we?
Yes.
We had to do that earlier, actually.
No, seriously, man. I mean, I would definitely tell people to subscribe to your podcast, and I'll definitely put it out there on my YouTube channel, my Instagram,
Even
and
though
all my
it's-
social media outlets that we did this podcast today. And I'll get
Let's just slow it down a bit, okay? You're getting a little ahead of yourself. I can't manage that much growth.
I won't tell anybody. I won't tell anybody what we
Keep it
did.
So under wraps.
It's like, this is going to be the most secretive podcast we've ever done.
No, I'll take one. What I'll do is I'll have you give me one of the screenshots off of this thing.
Yes.
And I'll
we're going to do it.
Blast that on Instagram.
I had somebody sneaking by taking photos off.
I saw.
I can't help but keep looking at the screen because I'm just like, wow, this is so many people.
That's awesome. Oh, that's awesome.
Well, honestly, we just met yesterday or 2 days ago.
That's
I don't
true.
remember how many days ago we met. All of you guys have been fantastic. We're camped together. It's been a good time. And I did sneak you some UGQ swag. So
That's true.
hopefully that works out for you. And
Yeah.
He snuck a UGQ swag.
You
I
did?
mean,
That kind of hurts my feelings. You,
Oh,
you
God.
guys feelings hurt?
Oh my gosh.
I guess feeling left out.
Now look what you've done.
Now look what you did.
I came to make money, but that's clearly not happening this
That's
weekend.
okay. We're just
You're definitely
the
not.
second string.
He's got to test it first to make sure it's suitable for you guys.
That's right. It's like tasting your food to make sure it's not poison before you eat it.
Is that why you do that?
That's kind of why I do that.
Taste
Okay,
test,
Yeah.
Quality assurance.
I'm with you on that.
You got my back. I said, we're good. That's what besties do.
Exactly. Say that a little louder. That's what besties do, he said.
Subscribe to UGQs. Subscribe to
I don't like telling people to do
He
that.
really does not like
But-
to do that.
He said I have to, so
He's a professional YouTuber.
yeah. Anyways, thank you guys a bunch for
Yes.
taking time out of your very busy, super duper
Totally.
busy schedules.
Thanks for having us.
Even though you've been sat around for like the
Been
last
awesome.
2 days doing nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. It's great to meet all of you guys. Subscribe to all of their channels for some R-rated content,
Or
learn how to prep, or learn how to,
Trap.
what'd you say, surf a shark
Trap,
on
fish,
dry land or something like
Yeah,
that?
whatever you, whatever. Trapping, fishing.
How many times have you heard that saying?
lots.
He's like the dad that just keeps repeating the same story over and over and over. I know. I have become that guy.
I don't know.
I'll be retelling this story for
Yeah.
generations.
Wow. Okay.
Legendary.
All right. Any last words?
Nope, we're good.
You sure you don't want to throw an F-bomb in there just
my
to get it out?
No,
He's kept
I'll
it
save it
so
for my
clean.
channel.
He's kept it so clean, don't we?
All right.
That's because he's behind me with a knife.
He's like,
He's what are we holding it to his
do you want your job?
Well, thank you guys a ton. It's been great meeting all of you. Hopefully we get to do this again soon.
Oh, for sure.
Hopefully I can get you guys up to the actual studio and I can do a more prepared podcast with actual questions.
Yeah.
Because
That's been awesome, man.
actually I've never done that. I only do this type of podcast, but whatever.
It's been the most giant waste of the last 35 minutes of my life, but it's been a good time.
I wasn't going to say it, but
35 minutes.
no, actually
It's been
it's been 23. So we killed it.
30-minute max, so we're crushing it.
Like, subscribe, all of their channels. Follow. What's your name
Pathfinder
again?
Survival.
Dave.
That's the one.
What'd
Get
you,
the books.
Kevin? Dave.
Kevin. Kai. Bart.
Follow him if you want to learn how to skin a gator and wear it as a necklace or whatever he does with gator underwear. There you go. Gator skin underwear. Contact him. I'll put his email and phone number on the screen. I'm just kidding. I won't do that.